DJ Pointman here. Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustAskChar Advice Channel on Mixcloud and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded.
Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you had a nice, safe one. If you wanted it quiet, I hope it was quiet for you. And it should have been a little bit quiet because we're supposed to be practicing social distancing. So I hope everyone has done that. And this is our last Saturday of the year. And thank you so much for tuning in and sharing it with me. I appreciate your time. We're going to have a few articles for you tonight. Just mention a few things. A couple of interesting things. I thought about a review, but I said, no, I'm not even going to do a year review because a lot of other channels that we're supporting, they're doing so or have done so. So I said, nah, I'll just throw a couple of articles up here and react to those. That's good enough. But again, this is the last article reaction and the last Saturday of 2020. Are you ready for a better 2021? I'm hoping so. I don't know what's going to happen. We got a new administration. We got a budget that isn't complete. Just a whole lot of stuff going on, but hopefully we'll make it. We're going to have to do the best we can. And that's pretty much where we are. I spent my time doing some cleaning and repairs, if you will. And it's been enjoyable, I must say. So without further ado, let's have a nice big bang and a welcome and an applause. Need you all to stand up because we got to make have Ruby to have a big interest this time. All right. So let's see what I can do here. Let's see. All right, everybody, stand up. Applaud for the wonderful, the classy, classic Ruby. Everybody.
Aww, you like me. You really, really like me. And guys, that was the greatest last entrance of 2020 ever known to man. That is amazing. Oh my, oh, I love you, Shar. How you doing, Shar? I'm really feeling the Christmas spirit over here. Really feeling it. Best present ever. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to do a little something different. I'm like, hey, let's, give us some big interest music. Yeah, nice
Yeah.
intro.
Oh, and I love it. You know I loved it. Y'all know, but I can't help myself. I am just a ham. That's what it is, right? I'm a Leo. It's the Leo in me. I can't help myself. I apologize. I'll work on that for 2021.
No promises, right?
None at all. None at all, man. None at all.
Well, hope you enjoyed your holiday.
I definitely did. It was, obviously a little peaceful and quiet. Well, with all the pandemicing running around and whatnot. But yes,
Yeah,
mine was good. How was yours?
it was quiet, but I enjoyed the quietness. Except for, well, did have some neighbors that kind of went wild with their music, and but other than that, it's been nice. I've been getting my apartment together, looking back to normal. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. That sounds good. My apartment looks like more of a mess than it was before the holiday on account of I had to make pie. I don't know how to make pie crust from scratch, and I'm telling you, I still don't. I made two pies. One was a sweet potato pie, and one was a pumpkin pie. And I know how to make the filling, the crust, not so much. No. But the filling was delicious apparently. I had raving reviews on the filling. So it's all right.
Okay. For some reason, it's always one or the other until you just get it right.
Yes, exactly. Like one of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to make a pie crust from scratch. It's gonna be flaky and delicious. Everyone will be, oh, this delicious pie. How did you do this, Ruby? And I'm gonna say it's love. That's a secret ingredient. Love. I hate when people say that, right? So ignorant. Like, you putting no love in there, change nothing. I loved everyone, and that pie crust was just they couldn't even cut through it, Char. They could not even cut through it. It was a travesty, I gotta say. I own it. It was terrible. Okay.
Maybe next time.
Exactly, right? We'll try again next year. All right.
Okay. Well, I got a couple of things I want to bring up first that's going to be a little money for the people. And let's see here. Share screen. Do. Uh-oh. It's a little slow, but it's okay. It's a little slow.
All right.
Okay, and this is Grubhub. They are offering 90 days free. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat room. I hope it's in your town. Let's see. Where's the darn chat room? I got so many tabs open. I lose it. All right, there we go. So hopefully you guys can get that 90 days. Hey, I hope you do.
Right. Nice. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Free is always good.
Oh yeah. And then the second one is $5. And this one is for I'm still clicking. Is for PayPal. And I put the link in the chat room there for you. And just happened to find this out. I'm like, you gonna give me $5? Give me some cash for downloading the app?
Ooh.
Well, I
Okay.
do. So I don't have the app, so give me that $5. So you only have a few days now. So it expires on the 28th, which is Monday. So go ahead today, download that, and so you can get your $5.
Hey, every little bit helps. That's something, right? It's at least
Yeah.
like what, a Subway sub, $5 foot long. No,
Without the cheese, probably, but yeah.
right? Still, sir.
That's right. So I wanted to open up with that and get that to the people. And then you can go ahead and go next.
Alrighty then. Well, let's start off. Listen, I'm gonna be real. I'm letting y'all know. Okay, I am on a little bit of a Christmas tip when it comes to the news, but there's been some interesting Christmassy news. All right, so let's check it out right from the start right here. Okay, so first thing, and I thought this was crazy. It's so funny. I didn't hear about it until we were sitting around the dinner table, and my sister brought it up, and she's like, "Did you hear about this?" And I'm like, "You're kidding." All right. You see here, rotting around the Christmas tree. Families furious, obviously, as Christmas dinner ruined by rotting and smelling gone off turkeys. Okay. Um, so now you can see there are lots of pictures. So I will show pictures as I tell you what happened. So here's one of the turkeys here. In this case, Benny said, "Hi at Tesco. Christmas is now ruined. One of the worst years of my life. I have now woken up to this. Please, can someone get in contact?" Now, obviously, look at this. Look at this. This is literally straight. Like, it's not like these people left it out for days or whatever. They took their turkeys, they put them into the fridge, let them defrost like you're supposed to do. And then they came to turkeys that are literally spoiled. So that means the turkeys were spoiled before they were frozen. Um, so yeah, it's pretty devastating. So people are waking up all over and having these spoiled, rotting smells of turkey in their house, and now they've got their family, their kids, whatever it is, and yeah, they can't feed them. So a lot of people now this has gone. It went viral on social media of people sharing these turkeys. And they claimed that a lot of people actually didn't even have dinner, or if they did, it was like something ridiculous, like chicken fingers or something. Um, and now all of these were actually, it's not like they were, people were silly and they bought them without looking at the date. If you look right here, you can see that the best sell by date is December 26th. Right? So it for sure should not have been bad come the morning of December 25th. And again, we're not talking about like, okay, you see the damage, you can kind of see it looks gross, but they said this was literally stinking and rotting. Even some of the turkeys were tinged green. It was like,
Oh, wow.
yes, foul smelling, waking up in your home thinking something terrible must have happened and coming down the stairs to find out that, oh no, in fact, the issue is not some random animal, crawled into your chimney and died last night. Like, oh, no, it's actually your Christmas Day turkey. And this was now apparently, of course, this company, right, Tesco, has been responding online, and they're saying, "Oh, well, this very small problem, this very small group of people who had this problem. It's not a small group of people at all. It almost seems to be everybody." And
Oh.
right. So they're trying to say, okay, hey, listen, we have exceptionally high standards for our turkeys. So we're very sorry to hear about these concerns. We've sold hundreds of thousands of great quality British turkeys this Christmas, and we'll investigate these very few incidents. Notice how many times that's two different statements. Every time they talk, very few state, few. Really? Okay.
Allegedly.
Alleged, right? Alleged. It's all alleged.
Wow.
An Aldi spokesperson said, "We are sorry that a small number of our products did not meet our usual high standards."
Ooh.
So now, if you notice, I've mentioned two different companies so far: Tesco, Aldi. Right? There's also Sainsbury. Said the quality of our products is extremely important, and we're looking into a very small number of complaints.
Okay.
They just right now the amount of times that they said the words. Look at this. Look at this. The amount of times that they said the word small leads me to believe that is every single one of these turkeys. So I think what happened was this. Now I might be wrong, but I think what happened was this. This particular, it looks like it's all the same brand, right? So
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's the grocery store's fault necessarily. I think what happens is that all of these people get their, say, their Tesco brand turkey or their Salisbury brand turkey or whatever. They get it all from the same distributor. And that distributor is the person who messed up. So what they did was they left, either maybe they left them out for too long, maybe they packaged them and had them freezing, maybe something went wrong with the freezer, and they didn't realize until it was too late. And rather than at that point throw that away and be like, sorry man, we don't got the turkeys for you, they decided to just freeze them and sell them as normal. That's what I think happened in this case, because it's too many different companies,
Uh-huh.
all with the same problem. If it was one company, you could blame that company, but this is several different grocery stores all having the exact same issue in London. So I think it's all one distributor who really messed up. Yeah. So imagine just when I can't even you wake up, you're excited to cook your turkey, you've done all your prepping for days and whatever, and you
Right.
wake up and it's rancid. Not a little bit, not like you, is it off? I can't tell. But come smell this and see if it's off. Like, no, it's rancid. Rancid. I was just horrified. This is like the worst possible. Like, you're already on the pandemic. You already can't see your friends and family. It's not like you can be like, well, our turkey didn't work out. You know what? We'll go to Auntie so and so's because everyone's on lockdown.
Yeah.
And then this happens. Like, oh, and turkey's like my favorite part of every holiday. Like every holiday. I kept calling it Thanksgiving yesterday because I don't care what holiday it is as long as I get to eat turkey, right? So, like,
Right. Turkey time. That's all you know.
exactly. Turkey day. What? It's supposed to be more than that? I don't care. Whatever. Here's your present. Give me the turkey. Right? Like
Wow.
yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I was thinking about it probably was some truck driver that his truck wasn't, his or
Oh.
wasn't working and deliver them turkeys and then they put in the freezer as they normally would at the store and it's just jacked up. That's what I was thinking.
That is a good point too, because again, with everything going on during COVID, right? People are not going to turn down jobs just because their freezer truck's a little finicky, right? They got to take what they can take. So maybe
Yeah.
he knew, and he's just like, "Yeah, you know what? No, don't worry, guys. It's fine the way it is. Just freeze it." And these idiot stores, again, because they can't turn down business either at this point. And so I think, yeah, a lot of people made very bad choices. And I think if it wasn't the pandemic, this wouldn't have happened. So,
I agree.
yeah.
Wow. That's
What a
really bad.
nightmare. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, Britain. Okay. So,
Ooh. Thanks, but no
right?
thanks.
Can't
Ooh.
imagine.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, let's see. I'm going to talk about let's see, how would I put this? Protesting slash um we'll see what we call it.
All right.
Let's see. I'll put it more like where's my money? It's more so of what I'm gonna call this.
Mm.
Where's my money? Okay. And copy that so I can scroll over here. Boop. All right. Apple first iPhone supplier in India stresses workers too darn far. They took that word out. And they snapped. Snap, crackle, and pop. You can only stretch someone so far. And they just went too far. And let me tell you what happened. Let me show you the windows. All right. See those beautiful windows? Well, what was? That's what happened when you don't, treat your employees fair, give them their money, have them working hard and all that. They get to a point where they just get angry and they rebel. They say, I got something for you, man. And they had something for them. And this is what happened. On the night of December 12th, as 2,000 workers from the night shift at Wistron facility on the outskirts of India IT hub, they were leaving the building and violence broke out. Bam, boom, all kind of stuff. They ransacked offices of senior executives and looted thousands of iPhones and laptops, resulting in $7 million worth of damage and several arrests. The rampage came after workers at the, I'm going to attempt this, Sapura, plant were underpaid for months. A government investigation reveals several malpractices, and Apple has since pressed pause on businesses with the Taiwanese company. I got a little video for you. Let me show you how people act when they ain't got. Oh, did I do? Well, oh well. No audio. When people don't get their money,
oh yeah.
and whoever did that sideways, but they did a little something. But that's like us, though. We record stuff, and they were cheering everybody on it, like, get them, yeah, that's it, show them.
Wow.
So, with the violence, the production plant run by Taiwan's based Winston Tron company in India has said they had not been paid. They had enough. They set fires to cars. They destroyed the company's furniture. They weren't playing. They were not playing. They like, it's not fair. It's not fair to us. And they snapped. They said, enough. I'm not taking this. Where's my money?
Wow.
And let me see how much they didn't get paid, because the amount is in here. Let's see. Messing with these people money. Uh-oh. Guess they said they want me to pay for the rest of this article. Say we ain't. Oh well, no. They said nope, lady. You have to pay. You want more? Pay. Your free trial is over. Well, the trial is over, everyone. Taiwan wants some money. Oh well.
Wow.
But whatever it is they were supposed to get paid, they were cheated. They had how many hours? I think they were supposed to work 10 hours and they made them do, I think, 16. The payroll was really messed up. The contracts was messed up. It was jacked up. The whole thing was jacked up. And those people like, because I think they get paid monthly there. They don't get them every 2-week checks. So the end of the month came, or first of the month, however they pay them. And they look like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have, let's say, $295, and they had $215. And they had been working on people 12 hours or more. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. People don't play with people's money. Like, They think it's cute. They think there. I guess there was a time, I guess technically, where you know what, say an American company, powerful company, they could kind of screw with workers, and the workers were like just so scared. Like, well, at least they
Yeah,
gave you something better than nothing. People aren't like that anymore. They're not on that because they're not as isolated from the rest of the world. Now they have the internet. They see how other countries respond to these things and whatever, and
right,
so they've already got a fire in their bellies. Like, we already know you underpay us. We already know you take us for granted. We already know all that. But you know what? Yeah, we do got to work. But you can't play with that, especially like you said, you're paying me monthly. Like, I
yeah,
need to pay my rent at the first month. I need to feed my children who might have been hungry for the last few days of the month, but it's okay. We're getting paid in a few days, so on and so forth. And you're going to take away my ability to do that? Hmm. Hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Right.
yeah. Then they not having that. They like enough already. So they
Mhm.
did what most people would do under pressure. They're like, oh well, since we don't get no money, we're gonna cost you some.
Right.
And it broke out windows, tore up the office furniture, took the iPhones and laptops, and set because you know they didn't have a car, so they set fire to the officer, not the officers, but the boss's car. They like, I got something for you. You gonna pay
Mhm.
one way or another. We
Yeah.
ain't gonna be protesting. We shall overcome. No,
Nope.
we
Nope.
gonna
They're not
take it
playing.
out on your money.
Right? They're not playing. And see, the funny thing is people like to go, oh, only the left and only, Black Lives Matters protests and want to create a riot and, make some damage so that way, we're not taking this anymore. That's absolutely untrue. Right? Like, this is what happens. Like you said, you're not going to give it to us fairly. We're going to take it. Okay, well, if you're not going to work for us, then you're not working for anyone. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to pay me. It's okay. Well, then you won't get paid. I'm okay with that. Fine. Right?
So
I can't
nobody's
make it.
getting paid.
Right?
Well,
Nobody.
according to them, they claim that they're going to, go ahead and rectify that because they lost their contract with Apple. So of course they're going to try to do what they can, but I think it's too late now. Really think it's too late.
Yeah. There's some times where, I mean, I think once you really breach the trust to such an epic proportion, there is no way of really fixing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's just done. I don't know what they're going to do from there, but
Right.
yeah, that's good luck. Good luck with all your future endeavors over there.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Well then, people like to play too much. I'm just gonna say that people like to play too much.
Yeah. Tired of playing. People
Hmm.
getting real out here need to eat, pay their bills. They don't need all this BS. And then just think about they know about the America and these iPhones. We get them over here. We paying $1,000. They making it for probably $100, if not less than that.
Hmm.
They know what's up.
Exactly. When you don't pay people disposable income money, they're not playing with their money. So we're all clear. Mm. Whew. Whew. Well, let's see how that goes. Because, I'm just thinking to myself, when you're talking about Apple, they have all these privy, like, like all these things that are like so, secretive and this and that and whatever. And then it makes me wonder, well, I don't know. Did they possibly get into anything else while they were here rioting? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Apple users, people who are using those systems and whatever, I would just keep one eye open and just, because something might happen. You might see that, you know what, while they were creating all this damage surface wise and whatever, that someone might have had that mind to try to go deeper somewhere. And if they had the access, they just might have. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm, good point.
I mean, you never know, and it's always good to be careful whenever you have, hostilities like this, shall we say?
Right.
Hostilities, yes, yes. Woo, boy. Well, All right. So now I don't know if anyone heard about this or not because I haven't really heard too many people talk about this. So let's take a look here. Now, first, I'm just going to show a little video, no sound, and I'm going to talk a little bit, and then we'll get right on into how much we know at this point.
Okay.
Sure. Oh, okay, I see. I had everything all weird. I don't even think I've ever pressed stop sharing. So maybe I don't know. I don't know. Y'all listen. Okay. I'm in my Christmas after Christmas stupor. Okay. Not as smart as normal. I'm working on it. Okay. So let's take a look.
We got you.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm not sure if anyone knows about this or not. If you don't, you're about to learn. Okay. So there was an explosion in Nashville yesterday. Um, and it was basically an RV was parked in the streets, right? It's downtown Christmas morning. This is around like 6 a.m. And I mean, this literally damaged several city blocks. This was not a small explosion. Now, we're going to go over the news articles first. I'm going to tell you my opinion, and then we're going to talk to you about where they are so far in the developments. Okay. And so, hold on, let's get through all that. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I skipped where I was. There we go. Okay. So now the chilling detail that a warning blared from the RV before the blast had many wondering about the perpetrator's motive. The message, which one witness recalled coming from a mechanical female-sounding voice, warned that a bomb would detonate within 15 minutes, then began a countdown interspersed with music, the police said. Officers had arrived at the scene before dawn that morning to investigate reported gunshots, and they were scrambling to clear the area of people when the RV detonated. Among the buildings damaged was an AT&T transmission building, causing widespread service outages that continued on Saturday. Cell phone service was down, and 20 or more 911 call centers were affected in parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, and Alabama. Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee said. The disruption in communications also led the Federal Aviation Administration to temporarily halt flights out of the Nashville International Airport. So here's what we know about the explosion. There was a warning before the explosion, as I said. And so it was playing this message over and over again, right? Evacuate now. This vehicle has a bomb and will explode. Evacuate now. Yes. And so when the voice began the countdown, so there was also a countdown on top of that. Miss Williams said she and her family abandoned their apartment and rushed to safety. It's not like bad weather or a fire or something like that, she said. You're going, okay, is this for real? Keep watching that. You take a look if you're kind of doing other stuff. Well, it was. Police on the scene called for a bomb squad, but it was already too late. The RV exploded around 6:30 a.m. Miss Williams watched the blast from afar. And so originally, right, as of all day yesterday, no suspect had been identified. It was not yet clear who carried out the attack, but the police did release a picture of the RV, saying its driver drove the vehicle to the curb in front of an AT&T transmission building on 2nd Avenue North at 1:22 a.m. on Friday. The building is a few blocks from the phone company's landmark office tower in the city. The image shows the vehicle heading through downtown with its headlights on, the white camper illuminated by streetlights and glowing storefronts. On Saturday, the police are still trying to figure out whether anyone was inside the RV when it exploded. They said they found what could be human remains in the blast area. The site of the explosion is in a stretch of downtown with honky-tonks, restaurants, and other tourist destinations, including a Hard Rock Cafe, the Redneck Riviera Bar, and Barbecue, and the Honky Tonk Bus Tour Company. Even as they vowed to track down the persons or people responsible, The authorities said the explosion could have been much worse had it happened on almost any other night when the sidewalks might have been filled with police. Okay. Even the FBI is currently involved in investigating this. Now, the thing that I think is so key to pay attention to is number one, the fact that there was a report of shots fired in that area, despite the
Mm-hmm.
fact that no shots were ever fired. That would suggest to me that the person who knew that there really is a bomb and it's really going to explode needed to get the cops into that area because they actually were not looking to hurt people.
Right.
Uh, and they knew that the buildings around that could be affected by the blast were filled with people. So they got the police down there within enough time to assess that there really is a bomb, but not enough time to disarm it and enough time to rush people out of their buildings, which they did. Actually, only 3 people were injured in this very, you can see it, it's blocks and blocks and blocks. Only 3 people were actually injured in this very significant blast. Now, that's the first thing to take note of. The second thing to take note of is where the this was parked right in front of the buildings that affect 911 calls, that affected the COVID-19 calls. Like, I mean, basically, there's a whole bunch of areas, as I listed, right? Alabama, Kentucky, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that did not have access to 911 or emergency services, amongst other types of communication at all. Um, and number three, this was a massive bomb. You have to think about how powerful this bomb was to have created the damage that it did all the way up and down the street for blocks and
Right.
outwards. Right? So it tells me this person very much wanted to not hurt people, but very much wanted to damage what they came to blow up. And I do think that they had a very specific intention, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason. You don't just blow up the telecommunications buildings and whatever just for fun, just to see what would happen, right? Like, no, they absolutely wanted to hurt, not hurt, sorry, but they absolutely wanted to damage that building for their own purposes. But now, they seem, at least now we know what person of interest means, but they do have a person of interest. Okay, um, and so at least one has been identified. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that they, know for sure that this is the person yet, but there is a person of interest.
Okay.
Um, okay, and so now, these investigators from multiple federal and local law enforcement agencies were at a home in Antioch in suburban Nashville after receiving information relevant to the investigation, and said FBI Special Agent Jack. Why am I having Jason? It's not even a hard name. Jason Pack. Okay, another law enforcement official who was not authorized to discuss an ongoing investigation and spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity that investigators regard a person associated with the property as a person of interest. Now, the reason why this is interesting, but federal agents could be seen looking around the property, searching the home and the backyard. A Google Maps image had shown a similar recreational vehicle parked in the backyard when the photo was captured in May 2019. An Associated Press reporter at the scene did not see the vehicle at the property in the late Saturday afternoon. So there were other signs of progress in the investigation as the FBI revealed that it was looking at a number of individuals who may be connected to it. Officials also said no additional explosive devices have been found, indicating no active threat to the area. Investigators have received about 500 tips and leads. So, of course, separately, and I addressed this earlier, the U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency said in a report Saturday that tissue samples found at the scene were determined to be human remains. To be clear, the human remains were not injured or killed at the scene. So they found the human remains, but the person did not die because of the bomb. It was found nearby, but it's not because of the bomb. They're not sure if it's connected to the bombing yet or not. Um, And so that is something that they obviously have to investigate because, they're hoping first to identify who the remains belong to now that they know that they're human, and then see if it connects somehow to the bombing. So the biggest thing right now is all of those communications are still currently down. They have absolutely no estimated time of when the communications are going to be back up. Um, and even at this point, unfortunately, when you identify who really did this, right? Like when you identify who did this, it's not going to change the fact that all of these buildings are demolished. It's not going to change the fact that right now, no one has access to 911. And I think that what the police are really going to need to do is they are going to need to focus on why target 911, who
Mm-hmm.
benefited from that, because someone right now, that's what I was thinking. I thought maybe someone wanted to kill their wife, someone wanted something, and they wanted people to not be able to call 911 for help for some reason, right? Because why target that particular communications building? That's what it affects. So it's some type of crime you're trying to get away with, something. This is like all part of like one of those great Ocean's 11s kind of capers. I think that's what we're going to find out.
Yeah, because one thing's for certain, you didn't just do this overnight. This took some planning. You had to
Mhm,
pick what you needed because explosives is nothing to play with. So you had to put this thing together, set up where you're going to park, what car, all these different things. The
mhm.
recording is really odd, though. I'm like, you
Yeah.
got a recording going? I'm like,
Mhm,
and so I'm even wondering, was it, how was the voice? Mechanical, actual person voice? Um,
yeah.
just so many questions.
Right. Yeah, well, they said it was a mechanical lady's voice. I think that the recording was playing. People could hear the recording, but they were dismissing it. And I think that's why the shots fired call came into the police, right? Because they really, that bomb is going to go off one way or the other. They really didn't want to injure the people. So they were hoping people would, take it seriously and leave. And they didn't. And that's why one of them at least stayed, made the shots fired call to get the police on scene, so that way they could rush people out of there in time,
Hmm.
right?
Well, I doubt if it's a person of color because we ain't getting up that early. So I'm just going to say
Right?
that. So sorry.
No, 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 ma'am. First 1:22 a.m. I got to be up at 6:30 to warn people. Come on now.
Mm-mm. Sorry.
Ruby can barely get up before noon. How you mean? No.
Yeah, get on gone with that one. Sorry. Don't believe you.
Mhm. No, no, definitely not. No, definitely not. I am positive we are not going to see. We don't really play around with bombs like that very often. It's very rare you see us connected to bombing type of situations. This seems like it's not us.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we ain't got no time for that. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, during this pandemic, people have to find different ways to make money. And
Mhm.
Dwayne Johnson, he found a very good way to make some money. What people want? Tequila. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun. And he's doing very well. He broke a record actually. Dwayne Johnson, uh, Terramana, Terramana, yeah, Tequila set record in first year of business. Now, actually, George Clooney has or had a tequila business. He only made maybe half of what Dwayne Johnson has made. And let me find the story here. All right, so he started this last year. He entered the arena when he launched his liquor brand, Terramana Tequila, just over a year ago. And he set a record. Okay, where are you here? A talented businessman took to Instagram to announce the news of his 200 to his 205 million plus followers. So just think if only half of those people bought the product. That's a lot of money. He
Mm-hmm.
says it's official. We made history. His company has become the biggest launch in history in the spirits business. Just in less than 1 year, he sold he only said actually to sell 300,000 cases, but ended up selling 400,000 cases. And keep scrolling. George Clooney, when he had his business, he only sold 175,000 cases. So nowhere near Dwayne Johnson. So he wants to have a legacy. That's what his plan is with this. And people are going to be interested because I have found out about a recipe. What's his name? Stone Cold Steve Austin. He had some tequila and he had a recipe. And I'm like, you know what? I want to check it out. So I had to find a brand. And I found a brand and whipped it up. Now I was new to it. I didn't know what to expect. And it really wasn't for me, but I had to test it out. I just can't give it to people and not test it. And I'm like, it was smooth and everything, a little sour. I'm like, what the? Oh, I think I better go to bed now. And that's what I did. Yeah, Don Teasy, it was a people elbow, all right. It put me out. But it was smooth. The one I had, it wasn't any we call it no hangover, nothing like that. It's smooth. I followed the directions of, I had all the ingredients. I had good stuff. I didn't get any cheap stuff. But people are trying different things. So I can understand how people want to try his brand. Because even Snoop Dogg, he has a wine now. Snoop got his hand up in some wine. He said, hey, I want y'all to check this out. So people are doing different things. Just like this next article, and I might as well bring it up since I'm talking about people are doing different things. You heard about Jay-Z. He broke into the cannabis business. Now, in Illinois, people had to line up for days, maybe not for days, but they lined up to get numbers and had this big lottery system just so they can be distributors. And well, the number was so low to the number of people of color that they just cried foul. They said, no, y'all own something is not right here. But Jay-Z got him a brand for cannabis and it's called Monogram. So you're
Wow.
gonna make some money. He's going to make some money. That's just the bottom line. So what he has going on, and then he's getting into cannabis, that's not going away anytime soon. None. Because even people that are sick, they're using it now as a way to
Mm-hmm.
help with pain and different things. So it's gonna be around. Now what's different about his cannabis, he doesn't name it because I have seen where people um I think they name it by colors and different things. He has his by numbers. He has number
Oh,
88, number 96, number 70, and number 1. So that's what he does. And then he has a pre-roll pack called the OG hand roll. It's a premier cigar with the strand of your choice. So he's doing the darn thing. And this, like I said, this is not going anywhere. He's going to make a lot of money. A lot of money.
oh
Promise you.
yeah. Oh, definitely 100. Are you serious? Come on. I mean, I was gonna be real. the average Black person has been waiting for this to become legal so they could make, at least here. I can't speak for
Mm-hmm.
Americans. I'm gonna say here, all these Jamaicans, okay? You know how
Uh-huh.
Jamaicans are with the with their weed, and they've been waiting for this to be legal so they can make a business out of it. Um, and the thing is, once people accept something as being legal to this extent and like pile on it like this, right? And it's like, okay, no, we're willing to do it the right way, the way you want us to, the legal way, and blah blah blah, and stop it being, penny anteed on the streets and blah blah blah. It's not going anywhere. Of course not. Because now the tax revenue that they're getting from weed sales that they wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be getting, because making something illegal, as they've proven by prohibition, right? Making something
Uh-huh.
illegal doesn't stop people from doing it. It just stops the government from making money off of it. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
now you've made it legal. It's not going anywhere. Maybe they could just try to get some of the people who are currently in prison for the weed type charges out of prison. That would be great. But in the meantime, yeah, no one else is going to prison for this. It's going to stay legal, 100%.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good
Go
luck,
ahead, business folk. Go on with y'all bad self.
right? Alrighty then. Well, like I said, but I decided today I really wanted to do just strange Christmas news. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just, I guess because the other things came up and they were all Christmassy, and I went, you know what? I want to stay on brand. I do.
All
So
right.
let's take a look over here. Now, oh, oops, wait, no wrong thing. There we go. This one. Woman tries to kill her parents due to gluten-induced psychosis. That's right, y'all. For those of y'all who are like, oh, well, these gluten intolerant people, that's not a real allergy. That's not a real problem. I don't care. I'll just put some flour in it. I bet you they're just making a big deal out of nothing. Well, I'm just saying that if you dismiss their gluten issue, they might try to kill you. I don't know. This young lady tried to kill her parents. Okay. So let's listen to this now. Do you have any gluten-free options has become a bit of a charged question in the past years. Granted, there's a small subset of the people asking it who have subscribed to a fad diet and can be kind of obnoxious about it. Despite that, there are people for whom eating gluten, I am one of them, could cause serious issues. I haven't tried to kill anyone yet, but you never know. They might suffer from celiac disease, gluten allergy, or some other condition where gluten could harm them or people around them. Yes, that's right, people around them. Sorry, I don't mean to keep going off on the tangent. It was just amazing. Okay. Usually, gluten consumption causes these people severe gastrointestinal discomfort, but it can lead to some symptoms like rash, anemia, and headaches. In some extreme cases, though, side effects can be much, much worse. Now, I just wanted to add to that list, it can make you basically, if you have celiac disease, basically, it kind of causes your entire intestine to be unable to absorb nutrients. So you won't just become anemic, you can become deficient in a lot of different vitamins and minerals. You can stop taking in calories and be dropping massive amounts of weight despite eating. It can be a very, very bad thing. So a lot of people who are dismissing celiac disease and gluten intolerance and gluten allergies, like it can make a really big deal. It doesn't look like it's you. It's not like, oh, you eat nuts and you break out in hives. No, it's not that. But the impacts are there and they're lasting. It's not like with the hives, once they go away today, you're fine. Like this can last, that scarring in your intestines, that could last for months. So yeah. Now, how much worse, you ask? How about succumbing to full-blown murderous psychosis? That was the case with the 37-year-old woman from Massachusetts. Gluten caused her to experience severe hallucinations, paranoia, and other lovely mental conditions that eventually led to to her threatening the lives of her parents and an attempt in suicide. So the next time you hear someone ask for gluten-free food, don't smirk behind their back or roll your eyes. Obviously, clearly, I really related to this article, which is why I keep going off on tangents. Like, y'all are
Mhm.
ignorant, okay? I don't like being gluten-free. It's just the way I have to live to survive. Um, Now, the troubles began. Let's go back to this woman in our story. The 37-year-old was a successful PhD student when all of a sudden she started experiencing bizarre delusions. The woman became convinced that everyone she knew was conspiring against her. She thought that strangers, friends, and even family members were acting out pre-scripted scenes in some kind of a game where she was the central character. Her condition worsened quickly and eventually culminated in a death threat aimed at her parents. At this point, the woman was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. At the hospital, doctors diagnosed the woman as suffering from a psychotic disorder, a condition where the mind can't distinguish between reality and imagination. We'd imagine the diagnosis probably made some kind of a list of quickest medical diagnoses ever. The woman received powerful antipsychotic medication in order to control her symptoms. However, the drugs had little to no effect. During a follow-up appointment, the doctors noticed that the woman had an impressive collection of mineral and vitamin deficiencies, in addition to thyroid problems. She had also lost a significant amount of weight. We called her first diagnosis very quick, and clearly it was too quick. The root of the woman's problems was that she was actually had untreated celiac disease.
Mhm.
What? See, I'm telling y'all, people think it's a game. It's not a joke thing, y'all. It's not a joke thing. Be careful. Now, anyway, once they confirmed her condition, the doctors recommended a strictly gluten-free diet for the woman. There was just one issue there. She was still experiencing her delusions. In the woman's mind, the doctors were just one part of the global conspiracy that was out to get her. It's no
Mhm.
wonder then that she completely disregarded the doctor's orders. Yeah. See, people think like, oh, take your vitamins, eat your vegetables. Like being deficient in these vitamins and minerals, like you
Mhm.
don't understand how much your brain and body will not function properly without them, right? Like, ugh. Ah, so as a result, her condition kept getting worse and worse. She ended up losing her job and her home and alienating both her friends and family. Eventually homeless and desperate, the woman resorted to attempting suicide. Luckily enough, her attempt was unsuccessful. At this point, she was rehospitalized and placed on a gluten-free diet. With no other option, she proceeded to eat the recommended foods, and her symptoms started getting better and better. Um, so now when she was back into her senses, she knew gluten was causing her mental problems. The woman wanted everyone she'd hurt to know that she wasn't in control of her actions due to her psychotic delusions, forcing her to disregard her gluten free diet. And then things got worse.
Oh.
Having, yes, having regained her full mental faculties, the woman began to obediently follow her prescribed diet. But when she accidentally ate something with gluten, her symptoms popped right back up. This story unfortunately doesn't have a happy ending. The woman's reignited psychosis led to her trying to realize the threats that landed her at the hospital for the first time. She attempted to kill her parents. Attempted, not threatened. Attempted.
Mhm.
Now, she did fail in her attempt. She didn't get off with a hospital stay this time. The woman was sentenced to prison. Her sentence, so again, like this was attempted murder. She really did try to kill them. They just luckily didn't die.
Wow.
um yes. Now her sentence put a stop to studying her condition, but there was still one conclusion the doctors could reach: celiac disease can in extreme cases have a profoundly disturbing effect on the future of anybody, right? I mean, and see, this is now again, unfortunately for her, they're no longer studying her or helping her at all. They absolutely know that her symptoms were connected to the gluten, and apparently, which I'm not sure why no one had her seeing a nutritionist and whatever, because just stopping eating the gluten is not going to automatically get you fully topped up in all of those things that you're missing, right? Vitamin D,
Right.
vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin this, vitamin that, vitamin that. So, what I'm guessing that's what happened. So as soon as she ate some gluten again at some point, accidentally, because it's like in everything, it just stopped her from getting that one day of barely topped up vitamin, whatever. And that was it. It's
Yeah.
such an unfortunate story. Now she's in prison for attempted murder of her parents, not because she hates them, not because she's a terrible person. It's clearly a mental health thing. And she didn't go to a mental health facility, she went to prison. So, yeah. Merry
And I'm,
Christmas to her. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure she's not going to get the diet that she needs in prison. So,
Right.
um, I'm sure we're going to hear more about her some kind of way in the
Yes.
future. Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely, and
Mm.
I mean, it's kind of terrifying. Hopefully, this story though ignites some people who, I mean, research is being done. Hopefully, it'll ignite some people to donate to the research because, wow, right? Like,
Yeah,
have a perfectly normal person sitting at the Christmas table who can turn around and try to slaughter you because of their diet. Wow.
that's jacked up.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Well,
ma'am. I know.
well, speaking of murder, well, it really wasn't murder. It just somebody died. Not too many people cared though, and I'll tell you why. Florida burglar killed when window unexpectedly closes, pinning him and leaving him suspended in air.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he
Oh
climbed
God.
through the window looking for something to steal. Yeah, that's what
Look at
happened.
this guy. He's a winner. You can just see it with all the tattoos all over his face that don't even make sense. Oh God.
Yeah, he's an artist. Guess he said, "Hey, I like all this going on. I look, really nice." But oh well, the 32-year-old man died in a freak accident while trying to burglarize a home over the weekend when a window closed on his neck, leaving
Mm,
his body dangling above ground. Oh yeah.
mm.
Jonathan Hernandez was found dead after a window of the Leah, I'm sorry, that's not how you say it, Lehigh Acres residence closed on him, according to the incident report. And his neck became caught under the seal. Wow. On Saturday, the 32-year-old convicted felon, Jonathan Hernandez, attempted to break into a home by climbing through a window, said Lieutenant Russell Park, public information officer with the Lee County Sheriff Office. While Hernandez was trying to work his way through the window, it unexpectedly closed on top of him, pinning him and keeping him suspended in air. Oh, yeah. When deputies arrived at the crime scene, if that's what you want to call it, Hernandez was already dead, Park said. Investigators are calling the death accidental. But I think it was divine order, if you ask me, but hey, nobody asked me. Park said Hernandez was no stranger to law enforcement and was arrested in 2014 for his involvement in a murder case 6 years ago. That's it. Ain't that something? Arrested, but he's out now. But he had involvement in a murder case? Hmm.
Mm.
And, they didn't have enough details to report, during this investigation, this conversation here. They didn't have all them details. They just knew that much to tell you. That's all. Cool. Court records show Hernandez's past arrests were for grand theft, probation violations, marijuana possessions, and of course that 2014 involvement in a murder case. And that's all they were able to tell us. But yeah, yeah,
Mm.
like a window seal. The window just said, you know what? Let me just come down. It's a little drafty in here. Kaboom!
Mhm.
Kablowy!
Right. Couldn't have
Oh, yeah.
happened to a nicer guy.
Isn't that something? Oh, yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about anything now. It's trying to get some money and none of those type of things. It's all taken care of. His worries are over trying to steal. He's good now. Yep,
Mm.
he's good.
Yeah, well, there you go. He can keep robbing people, in hell or whatever they do down there. I don't know. Like, I mean, like, what are they?
Yeah, he's straight now. He ain't got to worry about that. Trying to get some money for whatever it is he's trying to get money for. All his problems are solved. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, hey, right? You don't have to worry about how you're going to eat, how you're going to keep your rep up. Don't worry. You died a hero or a martyr for the cause, or I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
You died keeping it real in the streets.
Oh, yeah.
Do what you love.
Yeah. Keeping it real goes wrong.
Right?
All right.
All right. Yeah, depending how you look at it. All right.
Right. Oh, well.
People are special. What can I say?
They are. Poor things.
Right? All right. Well, because there honestly is never I'm telling you, there's never a shortage of Christmas news. So now I just love the way that this story started on the website that I initially found it on. It's just started with in a story that I kind of can't believe hasn't happened before. I just love that. In the story, I can't believe this has not happened before. I don't know why you would have thought it did, but let's watch a video while I tell you what happened.
Okay.
So, y'all can see right here, Santa gets tangled up in some power lines. And y'all see right here, this is Santa with a parachute in the power lines. All right, let's watch. So,
Oh, Santa, no.
like, what is wrong with you? Okay, so this was in Northern California, right? And now, basically, luckily for him, he survived without injuries. Authorities shut off power to 200 surrounding buildings during the rescue because power lines are no joke. The fact that this guy rode a metal contraption into power lines and got so tangled up he needed professional rescue but didn't suffer life-altering electrocution is pretty remarkable.
Wow.
Right? The area neighbors knew the guy. He flies around in his powered parachute all the time. But this is the first time he's A, dressed as Santa, and B, flown into power lines. The fake Santa was on his way to deliver candy canes to the Rio Linda Elementary School. It's so wholesome that it seems cosmically unjust how this guy's adventure ended. Now, this is my first time. It was my first time too, learning about powered parachutes. While cool, they don't seem like the sort of aircraft you want to fly around the suburbs. They are better, right? I mean, which is true. Like, why are you flying around powered parachutes in the suburbs? Like,
Well, maybe it's good on gas. I don't know.
Right? It's got to be something. I don't know. They are better suited for coasting over the Scottish Highlands and other breathtaking vistas. But there's probably not much else to do in the Sacramento suburbs. So it's nice that this guy has a hobby at least.
Yeah.
This article is so ignorant. I love it. He hung upside down.
I wanted to see him have an interview. That was,
right? Now, he's currently unnamed. I don't know if he wants to ever show his face after.
Oh.
Right? Now, he didn't hang upside down for a full hour before rescuers got to him. The FAA is currently investigating the crash. Their initial findings were that the aircraft lost power soon after takeoff and plummeted into power lines. Now, he did not make it to the school with the candy canes, and his mechanical sleigh might be destined for the scrapyard. The firefighters who rescued him were in good humor about the situation. Sacramento Metropolitan Fire District Captain Chris Vestrel commended the man in the San Francisco Chronicle. We do commend him for delivering candy and can appreciate this timing to try and bring the spirit, especially this year. Now, Vestrel went on to say it was the first time they've had to rescue St. Nick in this particular situation. However, in 2018, he was on a call that found a Santa who got stuck in a chimney while he was robbing a bank.
Now he's supposed to give, not take.
That's what I'm saying,
though. He was confused.
Right? No, sir. You're supposed to give, not take. Santa doesn't come into your house and take your presents. He gives you more. You jerk. So you know.
He's naughty. Very naughty.
Very naughty. Very naughty. I'm sure he had a great night in prison, dressed up like Santa. I'm sure that won him a lot of friends and respect, of course. So.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, for me, my next article is 4 screens, same subject. It'll be fast, and it's all about coronavirus. All right. So this woman, Rebecca Jones, she's a data scientist, and she was ousted from her position because rumor has it that she wouldn't fudge the numbers like she was asked. So her house was raided, but this little short clip of the raid is not what I would call a raid. Now she's standing there at her door, and I'm like, that's not raids. That's not the raids I know. The raids that I'm used to are the ones where they just bust in your house and there's no sun outside. That's what I want to point out. Do you see sunshine? The rays that we see, there's no sunshine. And the person is always shot. They're not prepared. They're not standing at the door because it's all unannounced. But with her, well, they politely just said, okay, come on outside and ask where your husband. They didn't just burst in or nothing. None of that. Now, they didn't know anything about that camera that was right there. But this is called a raid. And I just wanted to point that out. What kind of raid is this?
Wow.
There's sunshine out. That's not a raid. They don't do that.
Nope.
Not all the ones I've seen. I've seen about maybe 10 raids this year. Some were dated as long as 2 years ago. Person was shot, no clothes on, all kind of stuff.
Right.
But this was a raid just recently. Can you believe it? I can't.
No bullets or
I really
nothing.
can't believe it.
Wow.
None. They even asked a question. Where's your husband? Is your husband home? Where is he? Oh, he's upstairs. Okay, let me go upstairs. Doody. I just never seen a raid like this before. I just want to know, what kind of raid is this? This is incredible.
That's for the raid for the people from the right side of the tracks. All of us are from the wrong side of the tracks.
Oh, okay. Right. Florida State Police raid home of Rebecca Jones, data scientist who challenged DeSantis on coronavirus statistics. Law enforcement authorities in Tallahassee, Florida on Monday raided the home of a data scientist who had been fired by Governor Ron DeSantis after refusing to manipulate numbers. In the months since her firing, Rebecca Jones had continued to publish coronavirus statistics independently, while also issuing warnings on Twitter. and cable news. DeSantis, meanwhile, has continued to downplay the severity of the epidemic, which has killed nearly 20,000 Floridans. Jones posted video of the raid, which was conducted by Florida State Police Monday morning. She said the police took all her hardware and tech, for which they obtained a warrant following a Department of Health complaint. She also mentioned they pointed a gun in her face. That's all? Okay. Um, which was shared by thousands of people. They pointed guns at her kids. Wow, I didn't see that. That was terrible. In a second message, Jones described how the state police took her phone and computer I use every day to post the case numbers in Florida and the school cases for the entire country. Of course they did. You know they were going to do that,
Mm-hmm.
but they raided. I mean, that's the raid that you all saw from this woman now. Raid. I'm just letting you know. I just had to put her face up there so you see. I just had to. Jones put the blame for the raid squarely on the governor. This is DeSantis, she wrote. He sent the Gestapo. The Gestapo was the secret police of Nazi Germany. DeSantis' office did not respond to a Yahoo News request for comment. Well, that's not quite true. I mean, he didn't respond, but let me tell you what he did the very next day. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Where are you? Right. Bam. There you go. Is that it? Nope, I'm sharing the same thing again, aren't I? No. This is different. Just looks the same. Okay. Florida GOP official resigns in protest over raid of COVID data scientists. I couldn't believe it. Neither could I. I'm still talking about it. That was a raid in the daylight? I sing sunshine. I have not seen sunshine. What kind of raid is that? How do you come up with these raids? Who signed off on this that they actually can go in the daytime? I've never seen anyone sign off on a daytime raid. I just never seen it, so I can't believe it either. So you can't believe it, I can't believe it either. So let's read a little bit about it. All right. Lifetime Republican Ron Fakowski, who resigned on Tuesday from his position as vice president of the 12th Circuit Judicial Nomination Committee in Florida, appeared on Como's primetime Tuesday night and explained the decision. A day earlier, just one day, less than 24 hours, everyone, agents from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement raided, I don't know about that word, the home of Rebecca Jones, a data scientist who was fired from the Florida Department of Health in May following a dispute with superiors over properly reporting COVID-19 data. Fakowski agreed with the assertion Jones made on Monday night that the raid was an attempt by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to intimidate her and other scientists, and he claimed that the raid wasn't warranted. I watched the video when she tweeted it out right after the incident happened, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Filkowski said later, adding, I saw what was happening and I just couldn't believe it. Then I read the search warrant, and I'm a criminal lawyer, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing in the search warrant about how broad it was, about what they were alleging as a supposed crime. Let's see. Did he post? Yeah, I think he posted his resignation. So he even went to social media and posted it. Wow. Isn't that something? Very interesting. He says, well, I'm making this up. This is not what the small print says, but I'm just making this up. He says, well, I'm embarrassed and people above me are not liking this. I'm looking bad, on this, and I have to resign. But don't worry about it because I'm going to get a pension. Not like a lot of you all that do crimes and get away with it, but I get a pension. And I'll be playing golf by next week. So, this weekend, me and the kids, don't even worry about it. We're going to be out having a good old time. You all can't do that. I got money in the bank. And I probably got some more stuff, but I'm not going to talk about that now. But yeah, I'm guilty, so that's why I'm resigning, even though I was really told to do so. But I got a nice, cushy package, so that's what I got to say. The end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what his resignation letter said. I know it did. You ain't got to tell me. That's what all the small print was about.
Pretty much,
But
yeah.
but I'll go back to that raid, if that's what you want to call it. That was not a raid. I'm sorry. That was not a raid. You can say whatever you want. I've seen raids. I can name, I have to go back and get those names, but I've seen where the people were in bed sleep and shot, people in their home with no clothes on, just all kind of raids. Um, but but for some reason, the sun was shining. And I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot get over that. I just cannot. I want to. It's
Mm-hmm.
just not possible.
Oh yeah. See, but here's the thing though, Shar. You have to remember that for the privileged who don't think that they have privilege, but for the privileged, right? The police showing up on their doorstep whatsoever, that is a hostile violation. The fact that they can insist on coming inside of your house without your
What?
consent and point a gun at you, that is the most vile, hostile, angry, horrible treatment any one person could possibly receive. Of course, that is worse than a rape. That is the worst thing anyone has ever experienced before. I am
What?
privileged, right? And that's really what it is, right? When I'm sorry, but when you look, what is the most protected, privileged thing in all of Western society, especially America? The white woman. It's not the white child, it's the white woman. Whether it's a little girl, whether it's a grown, it doesn't matter. It's the white woman. That is the most protected ideal. That is our little innocent, sweet princess. We must protect her. We must keep her safe. We must keep her away from harm. We must keep her away from blah, 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 blah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you are born and raised not only in a society that pushes that, but also a family that has literally done that to you and for you, right? Where you are this perfect, precious, protected little, dove, then yeah, I can see exactly why she sees that was rape. That was very, look, they even touched her. Did you see that, Char? They touched her arm gently and moved her
Yes.
to the side. Did you see that? That was
Yes,
so
I
violent.
did.
Yeah, that was, I mean, my God, the police touched her. They touched her body. They touched her privileged little innocent arm without her consent. Can you imagine? Oh my God, the violation. Right? I mean,
Mm.
that's really what it is. I swear to God, like that's what it is. The daylight, the what, we're comparing it to reality. She's
Right.
comparing it to her reality. And her
Mm-hmm.
reality is that no man is allowed to touch her without her consent. How dare they? Oh my God, what a violation. Right? And I'm being like, it's like as trite as I'm making in this sound, that's what it is. Like, how dare you? My God, this is horrible. I'm innocent. I'm just a scientist. Data. What? How dare you? That's for thieves and drug addicts and criminals, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
when we say we're innocent, they just try to find a way of proving why we're guilty, right? Because we can never really be innocent. Whereas in her, like, well, I'm innocent. I haven't done anything. How dare you? Oh my God. Yep. Privilege is real. That's all I'm saying.
It is.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, my last two things on the coronavirus is a post or tweet from Erica Badu that tested positive for COVID-19 in the left nostril and negative in the right nostril. She says
Pardon.
she says she has no symptoms, but she was tested for COVID in the same machine now. Same machine. Left nostril positive, right nostril Negative. She said maybe they need to call Swiss Beats so they can do a verse between them. She said, funny thing is, doctor only reported the positive result. She's like, what the beep is going on here? Rapid test. Shaking my head. Oh, yeah.
Like, all I could think, pardon? So that's like saying when they take blood from your left arm, you're positive for HIV, but in your right arm, you're not. Like, wait, what? Which one is it? Am I positive or not? I don't understand. Like that doesn't make any sense. Oh, well, we'll just positive is positive. No, I feel like something must be wrong because I feel like if I am positive for something, then no matter where on me you test, it should come out the same. Like, it's not like
Yeah,
we're talking
same
about her
body.
right. It's not like her nostrils versus her feet, you know? It's like one nostril versus the other. So something's not right with that. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
No. Mm-hmm.
Same body. How strange.
Mm-hmm.
And my last thing is, hey, anybody want to take some drag queen lessons? Well,
Kind
there's a
of.
grant out there. I want to learn to get the makeup going. But anyway, grants from CARES Act money going to drag queen classes, virtual gender bend performances in Juneau. Oh yeah, so you got to go to Alaska. Sorry, the money's only there for Alaska. So sorry. And he is going to teach you. Let's
Oh,
see. We have $300,000 in total that is going. Isn't it?
cool.
That is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested, you better hurry up because
I
it ends
am.
soon. It's the 26th, so it ends soon. Just
But I
saying.
am really interested. That's like, no, seriously. They like, I don't know. I find drag queens really fabulous. Like, I do. And so there's a bunch of things that they do. Like, it's kind of like Miss J. Okay, so on America's Next Top Model, right? Not that Miss J's not a drag queen, but I'm saying Miss J would teach the girls how to walk. So
Hmm.
it took a gay man to teach these women how to walk like a woman, right? Because we just walk. Like, we're not thinking about looking a certain way when we walk and having a certain allure and having a certain grace or a poise or whatever. But drag queens, right? Like, they
Hmm.
have to overthink all of that stuff in order for them to even remotely be passable because they don't have the natural physicality or brain or whatever. They have to go out of their way to try to override that stuff. So I always thought, man, I'm like a big tomboy, right? So I could probably really use those lessons, like, for real. Just like in the movement part and the confidence on stage part and, stuff like that. I would love to do that. I think it would be awesome. I'd be a very short drag queen, but I still think it would be cool,
Yeah, I want to figure out how they do that makeup. Now, of course, a lot of them, but of course, overdo it. But there are some that they be on when it comes down to that makeup. And I'm like, how you figure out how to do that? And you're not even a woman, but they know how to do it. So, hey, I don't know. It's a talent. They just learn. I don't know. But, if the virtual classes were available here, I would definitely take it to learn how to contour.
Yeah. That's why, like, the gay guys on YouTube are very good at teaching you how to contour and how to do your eyebrows a certain way and all kinds of stuff, right? I don't know how, like you said, how do they know? I don't know, but they seem to. I seriously, when I watch them versus watching women, right? I just find that they are legit actually better at it. I don't know why. Like, you don't walk outside like that, so why can you do that so well and I can't at all? Like, explain that to me. Like, when I was doing makeup, right? Because I went through a period and I would do makeup for people for their prom, whatever, just like special occasions, small time.
Mhm.
It was back when I was doing Mary Kay, and that's who taught me. Were my gay friends.
Oh, okay.
Because women tried to teach me, but they weren't. They were kind of okay sometimes okay at telling me how to put it on their face, and even then, it wasn't always the best thing to do for them. right? Like they would tell you what they do on a daily basis. That is different than what's the best thing to do. What are you looking for on any face to bring out a cheekbone, to bring out a this, to bring out a that? What are you looking for any skin tone, for, you know, contouring and highlighting and blah, 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 right? And the gay boys just knew how to do it. The lessons they taught me is what inevitably helped me actually be able to apply my own makeup without looking like a drag queen, which is weird because, you know, like the drag queens taught me how to put on my makeup so I don't look like a drag queen in makeup. There you go. Okay.
Yes. And again, this is our last article reaction of the year 2020. Yes, it's been fun. I enjoy it. I look forward to doing it more in 2021. Same that time, same that channel. What about you, Ruby? What you got to say? What you think? What you think?
Oh yeah, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? 2021 is gonna be hot. It's gonna be off the chain. It's gonna be popping. You know what I mean? Y'all need to tune in, y'all. You have no idea what's coming. I mean, we don't either because the news hasn't happened yet. It's new, right? By definition. But I'm saying I think 2021 is gonna be full of lots of awesome stuff, and we are gonna be there to share it with y'all. And we are getting better and better. I gotta say, right? When we started the news thing, it would take us like we barely got through 2 articles each, right? Because trying to get that stupid share screen open, and then finally get it open, and then you're playing it, and then the sound's not working. Oh, I got to start it again, and then you open the wrong screen. Man, we were a mess. Okay, like we're pretty slick now. Like we got it going pretty well. And I am proud of us and our development. If we've done this well in under a year, imagine what we're going to do with next year. It's going to be awesome.
I agree. And I saved this outro for the end. And this is dedicated to all those that do wrong, the bad things with that, what is it, blue wall of silence and all that. We've seen a lot of stuff this year. And because it has music to it, I didn't know if it's going to be a problem, but the way I look at it, I just saved it for the end. So this is dedicated to all those that do wrong, all those officers and security guards and all those that just kind of do the wrong thing. This is dedicated to you. It's already out there on YouTube. If, like I said, I saved it for last. If it closes, I don't care. And until next week, because I'm doing a stream on New Year's Eve, you'll see it. I'll post it. And until then, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job.